Welcome, everyone, to episode 412 of the Thumbstick Athletes Podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
Will.
Today's topic is going to be our annual E3 recap. We're going to do it a little differently this year, though. We're going to be, instead of recapping every single little thing that gets announced, we're going to kind of stray towards stuff we were interested in or stuff that literally just didn't work for us at all. Because it can get boring, and also it's hard to recall everything that we saw. So yeah, we're going to talk about some of the stuff that excited us, some of the stuff that didn't work for us. Yeah, that's what we got. Will,
Yo.
any teasers?
I started playing God of War.
Okay.
I know last week I said I wasn't sure if I was going to do Persona or go into God of War. I decided on God of War. I didn't get to play it. I was going to try and have it beat for this week because I saw it was only like 20 hours, and I was like, I could probably do that, but that did not line up, but I did play it.
Nice. Okay.
So we'll probably talk about that later.
Yeah, I mean, with E3, it was tough.
Definitely.
I just said last week we were going to get back into the rookie camp routine, but Sunday night was, Devolver Digital's weird thing that they did. So,
yeah.
And, I was just keeping track of stuff, so we didn't end up doing rookie camp this weekend. So hopefully we get back into that. Let's get into it. So the first one was Microsoft. Microsoft's was at 4 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. It was... before we start, ultimately I think it was kind of, I don't want to say disappointing, but wasn't the most exciting E3, I don't think.
I thought every conference had one game that I really liked.
Yeah.
And Nintendo being the one that I think blew everybody away.
Yeah.
I would
it
say
felt safe, right?
Yeah, I would say that in past years there's been multiple conferences that you came away with like saying wow, but this year I think only Nintendo did that.
Yeah.
Don't want to say I was disappointed.
Yeah, disappointed. It's a little strong, I think.
Because there was a lot of games that I came away from being... The problem was a lot of it was teasers. There were a lot of teasers this year and gave us no context for what the game's going to be.
Right.
I think that might have been the problem. Like, there's a couple games, like, we'll get into, like, with Ubisoft that you saw that look promising, but we literally know nothing about it.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of how I looked at it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. It felt very safe, I thought, in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, Microsoft was at 4 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. It was they started off with a trailer for Outer Worlds, which I thought looked pretty cool. It looks to be part Borderlands, part Fallout. That's kind of the gist I got of it. I don't know what you thought about that, Will.
Yeah, I kind of was just like, this looks like pretty much Fallout New Vegas in space.
Yep.
It's kind of how because there was one thing I noticed, like the weird running animations that the game had, like the Fallout games had. Like I noticed that, like the stiff body and like
stiff facial expressions too. I thought were on there too.
Yep. So it's just like, yeah, that's looks like a Fallout New Vegas in outer space, and yeah, Borderlands is another game that you can kind of throw for comparison here.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, it looked good. It's going to be developed by Obsidian, which we like definitely. So that's going to be one of interest. That's coming out this year. I didn't write down the date.
October 25th.
October 25th. Thank you. So yeah, I thought that impressed me. It was a good way to start. It was a game I was very much looking forward to. So, Any other thoughts on Outer Worlds?
To be honest, no. I didn't see Microsoft's press conference, so I haven't seen stuff from all of these games too.
Okay.
I do want to say that.
Okay.
I saw Ubisoft, Square, Nintendo.
Gotcha.
What I saw.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft was the lengthy one. It was like an hour and 40 minutes, I think. So, yeah.
Yep. I actually thought Microsoft's was going to be better, too. I came away a little disappointed from everything.
Sure. Okay, so next up, they showed a trailer for Ori and Will of the Wisps, which looks fantastic. It really, really, really looks good. I'm looking forward to that. one of the bylines that they talked about a few times in this was that all these games would be coming to, or all the first party titles and then ID Xbox titles would also be coming to Game Pass. So that was kind of a that very much excited me to see, Microsoft game, coming to Game Pass at launch, coming to Game Pass at launch, coming to Game Pass at launch, because a lot of these games I wouldn't play.
Yeah.
I have a limited gaming budget. Most of my stuff gets spent on Nintendo, so it's nice to have Game Pass and be able to play these. So
Yeah, like recently they put Metro Exodus and Hollow Knight on Game Pass. So
Yeah.
like Eric and I resubscribed and I downloaded those two, Outer Worlds, Moonlighter.
uh-huh.
Like those
Yep.
games are all on there, and like it's running a deal for $1 right now.
Yeah, that's later on my list, but yeah, I'll do the rundown for that. So there was that. Minecraft Dungeons is another one that intrigued me. So it's almost Diablo like game, but it's Minecraft with blocks and stuff. Also going to be on Game Pass. I really was impressed with the way that looked. That's something I'll play. I kind of went into this one too. This E3 more than E3s in the past. I really looked at it from a different perspective, and that's of what of these games am I going to be able to both play around my kids and play with my kids.
Yeah.
So I definitely looked at it more through that lens than I have in the past, because both my older son and my daughter are really into games. So I was showing them things from E3, that I thought they would enjoy. It was mostly Nintendo stuff. No surprise there, but yeah, that was something that was in the back of my mind through all of these. So Minecraft Dungeons is one if I just end up playing it, that's fine. But it's also one I can play with my kids too. So
Yeah, so I'm actually pretty interested in this one too. It looks a lot better than when I first heard about it.
yeah,
I was like, that sounds dumb, but now since having seen a lot more from it, I'm like, okay, this game actually looks pretty cool.
it does look cool. That was kind of a surprise for me too. I hadn't heard anything about it. I don't know if it's just because I kind of tune out everything from Minecraft anyway.
It's a habit from us because we've never really cared.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I tried playing Minecraft a few different times, but it's just one of those games that's too big for me to get into.
We're also not creative.
Yeah, I mean, there's the survival mode, which I think I would like, but yeah, it's not really for me.
Same here, Dan. I build a house and I call it quits usually.
Yeah, I'll wander around, build a little something that looks terrible, and then move on to something else.
Yep.
Hey, I've got to change a Skype setting real quick.
Yeah.
Next up is Blair Witch. Did you see the stuff for Blair Witch?
No, all I know is it's a horror game, and that's kind of really all I knew about it. I know somebody told me to watch. So it got announced before, I want to say.
Oh, did it?
Maybe at the Game Awards.
Okay.
I want to say maybe, and to check it out then, but I didn't, and I didn't really see anything here either. So I'm a little bit behind on Blair Witch.
Yeah. It looks like a survival horror game, I guess, for lack of a better word, but it looks intriguing at the very least. I've recently kind of gotten into scarier games, so sorry if my audio keeps changing volumes too. Like, it was Microsoft was setting it so that it automatically adjusted the volume, so I kept moving it down and it kept going back up. I finally turned it off, so if you hear my voice getting quieter and louder, that's why. Apologies for that, but yeah, no, the teaser trailer for it looked really cool, and yeah, I'm at least interested. It didn't really give a good impression of what the game would be like, other than scary.
Yeah, there's a dog.
Yep, there was a dog in it, like a German Shepherd, that was supposed to help the guy look for a kid, I guess. But
Probably
yeah.
gonna die.
I hope not. I would think they know better than that at this point.
Yeah,
To kill the dog.
Games have come around to the dog's gonna die. To they don't kill the dog.
Yeah, it's better that way.
Definitely.
Oh, this keeps changing. It's so frustrating.
Should we pause?
No.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Skype once again to stop changing my volume levels. Okay.
All right.
Check. Testing. Okay. All right, we're good. Anyway. Yeah, so there was that. Then it moved on to, at least in my opinion, one of the best things in the entire E3 conference clusters, I guess. It's at Cyberpunk 2077. They showed a decently long demo. Not gameplay, but cinematic demo, I guess. But at the end of it, the main character, or the character that you play in the game, I guess, gets knocked out or whatever, and he wakes up and someone's like helping him up, and you look up and it's Keanu Reeves, and he's helping you up and says, you gotta get back to it, or whatever he says, and then it cuts away to the stage, and Keanu Reeves walks on stage, looking awesome, and drops a release date for Cyberpunk 2077. It was one of my top moments in the entire show.
What did the fans start yelling to Keanu Reeves? You're beautiful, or you're wonderful, or something?
Yeah, it was something like that. What was it? Breathtaking.
Yeah, you're breathtaking, and then he responded with, "You're all breathtaking."
Yeah. He says, "You're breathtaking." He says the game is breathtaking, and then someone yells, "You're breathtaking," and he's like, "You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking." So that was one of my favorite moments in the entire show. It was so good.
Keanu Reeves is one of the most wholesome people in Hollywood, and I never really realized that until like maybe a year ago, like reading some of his stories. Guy's been through a lot.
Yeah, he has, and it's weird too. Have you ever like had a question in your head, and you wonder about the question, but then like 3 days later you find the answer like randomly reading an article or something?
Yeah,
I feel like Keanu Reeves has been that. He's been like kind of floating around in the miasma, I guess, for lack of a better word, and he's popped up on a lot of different things for that I've come across, and so it was cool to see him. I've liked his movies and stuff, but I never considered myself the biggest Keanu Reeves fan, but that was just an amazing moment. So, and we timed the video just right that I'm playing in the stream, and it's him on stage.
There he is.
So
Reeves.
But yeah, that was really, really great.
Yeah, he's gonna be awesome for that game, and everyone's really excited. So that's good. Have you noticed that a lot of actors and like stars are appearing in games now?
Yeah. I mean, Death Stranding is another one that has a lot of, pretty important famous actors, and
yeah,
it's cool.
Breakpoint has what's his face from Walking Dead.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
But yeah, there's a lot. This is like the year of the stars being in the games.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff. So yeah, there was that. A lot of indies on here. The first one being Spiritfarer. Did you see anything for Spiritfarer?
No, actually.
Okay, it's almost like you build stuff on a boat, I guess, and it's kind of hard to explain, but because I don't really know, but it looks like almost like Stardew Valley. This is not graphically, but you build. It looks like a mix of like Stardew Valley and what's that other one? The Terraria in space.
Oh, Starbound.
Starbound, thank you. Yeah, looks like a mix of those games, and it looks like you build a society of some sort on these like rafts or ships or whatever, and you mine resources and gather stuff. Very nice looking, very nice music. So that's another one that I was really interested in.
How did I see nothing from that?
I don't know. I think it came up a couple times. It's going to be coming up in the video, I think, next after the Cyberpunk 2077 thing. Oh yeah, another thing about Cyberpunk 2077 is they announced a release date of April 16th, 2020. That's awesome.
We have a really rough March and April of next year.
Yes, we do.
It's
September too. It's gonna be tough.
Well, in November, even.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, to be honest. I'm gonna be spending a lot. I think this coming I don't know, 8, 9 months is probably going to be where I spend the most money on video games that I have since we probably started the podcast when we were buying literally every single game.
Yeah, yeah,
It's been a while.
it's crazy. But anyway, yeah, that was cool. They're coming out with a new Xbox Elite controller, which looks awesome. They got into the specifics of what it does. There's like modes and stuff. I didn't care about that. I just care about how awesome the controller is. Eric has one. And I
Hmm.
remember just holding it and how awesome and heavy and solid it felt for a game controller. It was great.
That's what she said.
Yeah, brings around all the ladies.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I am interested in getting one of those controllers because,
I would love to have one at some point.
yeah, I've never really had a good Xbox controller. All my other ones like break on me and get stick drift. So,
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. Oh, this is where they announced Game Pass Ultimate. So Game Pass Ultimate is Xbox Game Pass, PC, Xbox Game Pass, and Xbox Live Gold, and you can get those three for $15. That includes all first-party titles and ID, Xbox ID indies at launch, which is, as I said, it's a great deal. They have a deal right now where you can get it for $1, I believe, until the end of July,
which is an absolute steal.
crazy. Yeah. So I definitely signed up for that. Um, and I'll probably just stick with that. Like I said, Game Pass allows me to play a lot of games that I wouldn't otherwise have played. Outer Wilds being one of them. I don't.
Yeah.
As cool as that game looks, I don't know that I would have bought it on my own.
Hmm.
And I've since played it and love it. So
Well, I look like at a game like Gears 5 that got announced and all that jazz with it, and when it's coming out, I would not be spending money on Gears 5 single
Right,
dime. But
right.
because it's coming to Game Pass, I'm probably gonna at least play it for
Yeah.
a little bit.
right, at least give it a shot, definitely.
Because I've never been a huge Gears fan, but now like I have the opportunity to actually play it. So, it's a great service. It's probably I was talking to one of my friends over the weekend. We're comparing Sony and Microsoft, and I said Sony's games are like IPs are so much better, but Microsoft kills it with like the services that they have recently.
Yep.
Like they give out better games on Xbox Live, and Game Pass is just a unbelievable deal at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, Xbox Live, PC Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, $15 a month. That's well worth it for me. I was doing monthly for Xbox Live anyway, which is $10.
Yeah.
I've been shopping around for a deal, and there really hasn't been any good ones. So yeah, I was just paying monthly for Xbox Live since our free trial ran up from when we got our Xbox, and yeah, so it was like adding five more dollars a month for Game Pass and PC
Yeah.
Game Pass. So
Yeah.
steal. So next up on the list, Double Fine was acquired by Microsoft, which was
Didn't expect that.
no, that was kind of mind blowing for me.
Yeah, you were like, huh, interesting.
Yeah. So, but that was cool. I like Double Fine's games. Their new game Rad is coming out sometime this summer. Looking forward to that one.
Getting Psychonauts too.
Psychonauts 2. Yeah, they gave a little trailer for Psychonauts 2. I don't really have much context. I never played the first one, so I didn't really know what was going on in it, but
Same here.
looks great.
But yeah, the same thing. I had no clue. I honestly have never played Psychonauts or really seen anything from it, so that was the first time I really kind of got exposed to it.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. Next up on the list, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one that's really pumped for it, but I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be good. They also won't say how far the game goes until. So I'm
Yeah.
a little bit worried that it's not gonna go to the Boo Saga,
Right.
which I think would be dumb and a mistake. But I think the game looks pretty cool. But I don't know. I really have no context for how good the game's actually gonna be.
Yeah, it's hard to know.
Yeah.
I didn't get a good read from
It's
watching.
probably gonna. It'll suck, but
I
I'll
don't
like
know.
it.
I didn't get a good read from the video of what the game's even going to be like, you know.
Yeah, like how open world is it? Like, do you play as other
Yeah,
characters? Like,
what sort of RP are in it?
yeah, because like honestly, if they go through Cell, like Gohan kills Cell, so like, is Goku gonna be useless?
Spoilers.
And people are actually complaining that they're doing another Dragon Ball Z story game.
Really?
Yeah, because there's been a lot of Dragon Ball games that have just done the Z sagas.
Okay.
So like it's like they're like, yeah, it's nice, but we want something told from a different story told. So,
Sure.
which I get because Z's story's been going on for 20 years, like games are being made for it, but I don't get old or sick of it, and I want to keep seeing games. I think like an open world RPG for Dragon Ball Z would be sweet.
Yeah.
So we're gonna find out. It's coming out next year.
Yeah. They gave a 2020 release date for it, so
Yeah, I would say first half of 2020 from what I've gathered. So we'll be seeing it.
yeah. Okay. Um. So there was that. 12 minutes was the next game that came up. It's a indie, an ID Xbox game. It's a guy stuck in a time loop, and it must reset every 12 minutes. It looks really interesting because it starts with a guy uh, sitting at the dinner table with his wife. His wife has a gift for him. He knows what's in it, and then someone knocks at their door, and that's I couldn't really tell what was going on after that. But I don't know if you have to do different things in the game world to try to get out of the little time loop that you're stuck in.
Yeah,
But it's really interesting looking indie game. So
it's
excited
gonna
about
be.
that one.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those games that I wait to see what people are saying about it before I look more into it.
Yep. Way to the Woods is another one, another indie game that came up where you play as a deer. With it looks like you are trying to take care of your baby deer. Um,
Baby.
very nice art style, very good music. That's definitely one I'll be interested in playing when the time comes.
Yeah.
Oh, stupid microphone.
Still having issues?
It's the volume just still keeps going up. I don't know what's wrong. So maybe after we finish Microsoft, we'll stop for a second and I'll try to evaluate what the problem is.
Yeah.
Um, Next on the list, I was really crazily excited about this one, the Lego expansion for Forza. Did you see that?
I did. Uh, I don't know.
Yeah, my kids are really into Legos. My son loves the Lego movies, so this is like a perfect fit, and I think it's something he's gonna play and absolutely love.
This is definitely something that you'll get enjoyment out of,
Mm-hmm.
but I probably won't.
Yeah, I just actually downloaded Forza Horizon 4 again,
What a
and
game.
so I'll play that a little bit, but also play the Lego expansion.
Yeah. The Forza expansions are actually pretty good. So I will say that. I know the one for Forza Horizon 3, those expansions were all really good. So they put
Okay.
out good stuff on the Horizon games.
Yeah. Next on the list was the Fantasy Star Online is coming. Fantasy Star Online 2 is coming to Xbox. That didn't necessarily do anything for me, but that's a hugely popular game, and I know a lot of people wanted it on the Switch. So I think they'll be at least kind of happy that it's coming to the Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. XCloud, which allows you to stream games from your Xbox to any device. That's coming out in October. They didn't really get into too many details about that. And then the last one that I want to cover is that the new Halo will be a launch title for the new Xbox. They did like a, I don't know, couple minute long
Spiel.
trailer where they had like the engineering team, I guess, for the new Xbox. Talk about it like they did with the Xbox One X. Talking about the various things that went into the system and why they put those in there. They had one lady actually talking about how she plays open world RPGs, and to have a solid state drive in the system from the get go was a huge thing because of load times.
Mm-hmm.
So totally
They
can sympathize with that.
they pretty much did what Sony did, like a month back, where they said gave out details of
Yeah.
what they're doing without like being like new console.
Yep.
They just kind of like yeah, this is what we're thinking, or what we're trying to do. Here's the new Halo. It'll be launching with it.
Yep. Yeah. So.
Real quick, Dan, I'm actually really well. One thing I want to bring up that I really am into, and that's Tales of Arise,
Yep.
which is the new Tales game
The new
coming.
Tales game looks fantastic.
Looks amazing. They changed up combat, and it looks really pretty. So I'm pumped for that one coming in 2020, like pretty much everything else. Um, where's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think?
I think it looks good. It looks like it has like Dark Soulsy type combat.
So an interesting thing, I was listening to Kotaku Split Screen, and Jason and Maddie both said that they talked to developers of the game and said the game is a lot more open world than they showed off. The demo that they showed off was only on rails to show like a little bit of the game, but I guess it's a lot more open than everyone's expecting. So that's
Cool.
an interesting thing. And did you care what you saw from Elden Ring?
Yeah. I mean, I did I put that on something else?
You might
Yeah.
have. I wasn't sure. I wanted
No,
to
I
bring up
didn't.
Elden Ring though.
No, I didn't. Yeah. I mean, there wasn't much to go on there. It was more, kind of setting the tone for the world, I guess. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I want to see something from the actual game.
That's one of the things I put in the list of probably could have waited on saying like that being announced.
Yeah.
Personally, but yeah, those are the three things I wanted to bring up real quick.
Okay. And then I had a couple things that I didn't care much for. One of them was Bleeding Edge from Ninja Theory. I like the concept of mechanics. I just don't think I'll play it. It's a multiplayer melee. Like I think it's 3 versus 3 or 4 versus 4 game.
Mm-hmm. I think it's 4 versus 4.
Yeah. I like I said, I like that it's melee. I like that it's the combat and the colors and stuff and mechanics seem interesting. I know I won't play it.
Yeah, the multiplayer only type games like aren't our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Anymore because we don't really play. I hardly play games online with people, so
yeah. I just don't have enough time to stay with the difficult the skill curve.
Yeah, been taking the time to learn the metas and everything.
Yep. So
totally with you there.
The gear stuff didn't do a ton for me. I'll probably play it when it comes out, but I wasn't particularly interested in it.
Yeah,
Gears. And I like Gears.
Gears is like the one thing that I'm like, even Halo, I am kind of pumped for Infinite. I think there could be a lot of potential there. It could be a lot of fun, but Gears, like I am just kind of over Gears at this point.
Yeah.
I want to see the more from the Gears Tactics game, which I guess is still being developed, and they just didn't want to show it off because they are just working on it. So
gotcha. Okay. There was that. I thought the Project Scarlet trailer, it was fine. A lot of people complained about not seeing anything from it, but I thought it was fine.
I mean, what are they going to show? Like hardware pieces?
Yeah, that's yeah. And talked about the people want to see a box. That's what they wanted to see. What the system looked like.
We're still a year out. Like,
yeah, over a year and a half probably.
Yeah. Calm your jets, people.
And then the Crossfire X announcement also didn't really do anything for me. Apparently, that's a really, really popular game worldwide.
Really?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Has like 600 million. It's mostly popular in Asia, I guess. It's got like 600 million players.
So I have no chance of being good.
No, none whatsoever. But it was like a modern day. It looked like Arma to me.
Okay.
Which is interesting, but again, not the online aspect of it just makes me not interested. So.
Yeah, especially if there's people who have been playing it who already have a base of being good.
Yeah, that's one I would never have any chance with. So.
Pass.
Yeah. So that was Microsoft's press conference. I thought it was good. It was probably my second favorite. Because like I said, there was a variety of things there for me. Not just your shooters or what have you. There's a lot of things there I could get excited about, and the Game Pass stuff, as I said, was awesome. So definitely like that. So we're gonna take a quick break. Like I said, I'm gonna try to figure out what audio issues I'm having here and see if I can fix them. I don't know. It's weird that my microphone is just volume keeps going up. So we'll take a quick break and be right back. And we're back, everybody. I think I got my audio issues sorted, so hopefully we can get through the rest without any more distractions, because that was really annoying. So
Dan, one thing I wanted to bring up real quick.
Yeah,
Nothing from
sure.
Age of Empires 4 for like the second year in a row. That game doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard. Yeah, like you said, I haven't heard anything about it in years.
I'm getting very sick of them trotting out Age of Empires 2 still.
Yeah, they apparently there's a definitive edition that they're coming out with or something.
Yep.
So that's not quite what we wanted, but
I don't know why. Like, I get annoyed when these games get announced but then disappear for like 3-4 years, which is. And Fable 4 not getting announced is perplexing, but I think that's a launch next gen title.
That could be. I would hope so. I guess we can continue talking about that because honestly, I think it's a good thing to have Halo be a launch title for the next Xbox. The launch titles on PS4 when it came out and Xbox One, they sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a couple decent games, but the reason why the Switch was so intriguing at the beginning was because the best game that's come out in a generation came out on launch day for that system. You know, Breath of the Wild came out for it. That's an immediate reason to buy the system. So
yep. I'm wondering, like, if Xbox launches with Halo and Fable 4, I think that would be huge for them because I would be instantly in on getting an Xbox just to play those two.
Absolutely, that's great stuff right there. So yeah, there's that. Moving on to Bethesda. So Bethesda, I feel like went about how I expected it would. There was a lot of Fallout 76. They kind of not apologized, but said they're working on fixing things that need to be fixed. There's a lot of Elder Scrolls Online, a lot of Doom, which I knew I was going to be interested in Doom anyway. There was two things from this that I was interested in. Two new games, actually, and that's Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop.
I was into Deathloop.
Yeah. Neither one of these games had anything that we could, chew on, I guess. But they both seemed interesting to me. Again, new IPs. So, Elder Scrolls Blades coming to Nintendo. We can go back to those in a second. The only other thing I was a little bit interested in was Elder Scrolls Blades coming to Nintendo Switch with crossplay and save.
The best part about their conference was the people up front screaming after every 3 or 4 words whoever was presenting was saying. I couldn't tell if they were paid, drunk, or trying to troll.
Yeah. That was a good part of it, but also the developer, I think she was a developer for Ghostwire Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember her name right now, but yeah, she was like really excited. You could tell she was passionate about Ghostwire Tokyo. That was a nice. It was a touching and real moment,
Yeah.
To see her enthusiasm for the game that she was a part of. So that was cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we don't know anything about those two games other than, Deathloop was a little bit more flushed out. So.
Yeah, Deathloop's made by Arcane. So
yeah. I have high hopes for that one. I don't know I hope they don't disappoint me, but.
Yeah, definitely with you. I was semi-intrigued by Elder Scrolls Online, too, so... For the rest, don't care about Wolfenstein. I might be the only person, but I don't care about Doom.
Yeah.
Rage stuff, I'm interested in Rage, but when it's, $10.
Right.
I sworn off Elder Scroll Blades.
Yeah, I've played it a little bit. I probably won't end up playing it on the Switch. I have zero interest in Commander Keen. Anytime they try out mobile, I just immediately lose interest.
It's not the place to do mobile.
No, I can't. I just hate it, and I know it's a big moneymaker for a lot of these studios, is mobile games, which is surprising. But I can't get into mobile games. I just can't.
Well, the problem was Bethesda was so successful with Fallout Shelter that now they're like, wow, we can just trot out a mobile game.
Yeah.
But they just capitalized on the Fallout 4 hype with that,
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah.
which,
Commander Keen apparently is a IP from a while ago. I had never heard of it, but I'm definitely not interested in that. I didn't
nah,
care one bit.
nope, I'm with you. I was, like I said, Ghostwire Tokyo, Deathloop, and some other Scrolls Online stuff. That was about all I was like intrigued by.
Yeah. I thought this was the worst
Yep.
by a wide margin. Even I try not to be too negative, but there really just wasn't a lot of stuff there for me.
Yep.
I don't have anything else to say about it, unfortunately.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah, go for it.
So, I feel like game developers don't win because people ripped Blizzard for not announcing Diablo 4 before it was too early. Elder Scrolls 6 got announced last year, and we are 5, 6 years from that game,
Yeah,
and they're getting ripped. What do you do if you're a developer?
you really can't win. I don't think.
And this is me defending Bethesda a little bit here, but
Yeah.
like, what are you supposed to do?
Well, I mean, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know, because people are like, well, we want to see something from Starfield. We want to see something from Elder Scrolls 6, but I think they know Starfield may come out late next year, May. But I think people are putting it more in 2021, and yeah, the next Elder Scrolls like 2022, like it's a ways away.
Yeah.
So people want that, but when it's not there, they're upset about that too. So
Yeah, people were upset that they said beforehand that you would see no Starfield or Final or Elder Scrolls 6.
yeah,
It's like, well, I mean,
yep,
I don't know. You're not going to win either way. So,
no, no, absolutely not. Next up was the PC gaming show. The PC gaming show was in the afternoon on Sunday, or was it evening Sunday? What was it, Monday? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
it was Monday at 1.
That's right, Monday at 1. Yep. There also wasn't a ton here of note. I watched the whole thing and as much as I could. There was Midnight Ghost Hunt, which I thought looked interesting. Did you see anything from that?
Yeah, I actually watched the PC gaming show, but I don't know, not impressed with anything,
Yeah,
to be
I mean,
honest.
there was some decent stuff there, but nothing that stood out. That game actually looks really interesting. Sounds really interesting. Um, in it, you play a team of ghost hunters. I think it's a multiplayer game. There's a team of ghost hunters, a team of ghosts. The ghosts try to hide in the house to avoid the ghost hunters, but they can actually damage and hurt the ghost hunters. But there's a certain point where the tables turn. I think once it hits midnight, and then the ghosts get more powerful, and the ghost hunters have to try to extract at that point. So, seems really neat. The other thing that was interesting was actually a hardware announcement. It's a Samsung gaming monitor. It's a 27-inch monitor, 1080p G-Sync, 240 hertz, curved monitor for $400. I thought that was a really really good deal, especially for a Samsung monitor.
Yeah, definitely. They're usually way more expensive, right?
Yeah, 240 hertz too. Like that's crazy. That's crazy high frame rate. Again, G-Sync stuff is always more expensive. There's a very high G-Sync tax, so $400 for that's really quite the steal. The last thing of interest was they talked about there's some Borderlands 3 stuff in there. I'm all in for Borderlands 3, so I
Yeah.
don't think I need to talk about that. But the Baldur's Gate 3 stuff,
Oh yeah.
going to be Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be developed by Larian, and I think I was talking to Reefer, that he was saying that's his favorite announcement, and I that's one of the top announcements for me too. I think Larian is the perfect studio to do Baldur's Gate 3.
Literally took the words out of my mouth right there.
Yeah, Larian they're perfect for it. It was also surprising. I never expected. I honestly thought Baldur's Gate was dead. So
Yeah, I mean, when did the last one come out?
oh, this 15 years ago.
Yeah,
I feel like it came out in the late 2000s or early 2000s, late 90s.
yeah.
I'll look up the date right now because I don't remember, but I think they came out close together too.
and then nothing from it since. But yeah, I mean, Larian has a really good track record. Divinity Original Sin is one of the best tactical games that we've gotten probably within the last couple of years. So it's the perfect marriage, in my opinion.
Yeah. Baldur's Gate 2 release date. Not seeing. I'm seeing enhanced edition release date, but that's not what I want.
OG.
It was September 21st, 2000 was when Baldur's Gate 2 came out.
Wow.
So that's
That
19 almost 19 years ago.
that was a while ago.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the PC gaming show. Again, not a ton of stuff there. Next up was Ubisoft, which launched their show with Watch Dogs Legion, a game that I went into the show having zero interest in.
Yep.
And a game I left the show actually having quite a bit of interest in. It really surprised me. I'm into it. So essentially the hook for Watch Dogs Legion is you can recruit any citizen. It takes place in London, and you can recruit any citizen in the entire game to your cause. To I think it's DedSec is the group that you're in, and they all have their own individual skills and goals and entry missions to get into the DedSec. They showed one of a guy who was he a drone expert maybe?
Yep, drone expert.
Well, yeah, I mean, it started off with this character Ian going out and trying to find a drone expert. He ends up dying, but dying in this game is permanently dying, so he is no longer a member of DedSec. And then someone else from the team helps them get this drone expert, and she's got to free him first of all because he gets himself captured, and then she convinces him to join DedSec. But another one of the top moments of the thing was the hacker granny.
Oh my god. I couldn't tell if they were doing that to be funny or like if they're like, no, she's actually an amazing character.
Yeah,
and she is an amazing character.
Yeah, you can legitimately recruit 80-year-old grandmothers to your cause. She apparently is a retired spy, and which explains why
everything.
she's able to kill everybody. There's one where she taps a soldier on the shoulder and he turns around and she just shoots him right in the face. Like, that's so cool.
I'm fascinated with how this game narratively is going to work. I have no clue. Like,
yeah, I mean, Legion is a great name for it too, because Legion is we are the many. So yeah, you can literally recruit any citizen in London, and permadeath is a thing. So honestly, I'm really into it. I'm excited for this one now.
I put Watch Dogs Legion in my top 4 or 5 games of E3 this year. Yeah. I came away thoroughly impressed and excited to play it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in the same boat, which is good. I would rather have that than be disappointed by things. I would rather things, take me by surprise and blow me out of the water the way Watch Dogs Legion did than things disappointing me like some of the other stuff that we've talked about. So
yeah, and like how there's like a permadeath mechanic too is a really cool idea. Like I loved seeing what I saw from Legion, and like when it got leaked, like all the details on it, I'm like, it's whatever.
I didn't even look at any of them. I just saw, I saw the headline, Watch Dogs Legion. I didn't care, and actually, Eric was like, "Did anyone ask for another Watch Dogs?" And we were like, "No, not really."
Nope.
But now, as I said, I'm totally into it. I will definitely play it. I'm actually hoping I can play this one on Stadia when it comes out. I'd really like to play it with really good graphics, unless I can somehow afford a new computer before then.
Yeah.
I'd like to try this one on Stadia if all goes well with that. So
this game even like impressed Games Media too, which is
that's saying a lot.
Yeah, it is saying a lot.
Games Media tends to be jaded.
Yep.
So
at least the Games Media that I pay attention to are like, yeah, Watch Dogs Legion looks pretty cool.
Yeah. So there was that. The only other thing that I thought was cool from Ubisoft's press conference was Gods and Monsters.
Yeah.
So Gods and Monsters, a lot of people were saying that's like a Breath of the Wild clone. I didn't get that impression from it. It takes some cues from Breath of the Wild, but it looks like it's a Greek mythology kind of like open world game. Looks really colorful, really pretty, really neat setting, I guess, Greek mythology. So didn't see a lot from that one, but definitely interested.
Yeah, so where I was talking about recently that like a lot of games were being announced with just like a teaser and like you have no context for it. Was the main game I'm talking about.
Uh huh.
This is made by the Assassin's Creed Odyssey team,
Uh huh.
which is interesting in a lot of ways because that, in my opinion, is the best Assassin's Creed game. So they have that going for it, and Ubisoft trusts this team enough to put together a $60 game in the year and a half of development time. Because it's not like they're using the same engine that Assassin's Creed Odyssey used. It's
Right.
completely different. So I'm very interested because it got a February 25th, 2020 release date. I'm very intrigued to see what this is, how it comes out, and I have high hopes for it because put Breath of the Wild. Tell me it's made by the Assassin's Creed Odyssey team, which is my second favorite game of all time. I'm in.
Yeah.
Coming out not too far in advance, so
Yep.
yeah, I'm in for this game. I can't wait for it.
Yeah. I'm very excited for that one. Other stuff that they had a lot of they had updates for a lot of their current games. Um, One of the things I thought was cool that I didn't actually write down in my notes, but they added a quest creation mode in
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh man.
And apparently people are having some fun with that one. So
Yeah, that's gonna be cool to see what comes from that.
yeah, that is cool. Division 2 stuff that they had that I didn't have any context for because I haven't played it.
Just Dance is coming to the Wii.
Just Dance, yeah, they did a Just Dance number. Me and Will commented on how they always have to have a Just
Never
Dance
gets
number.
never gets old.
No, it doesn't.
I think they're self-aware now too.
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely. They're also doing a Ubisoft style Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's only on PC for right now, but I feel like they mentioned it's going to be coming to consoles, or it will be available on consoles in some
Yes.
capacity. But at least for right now, it's they're going to have a beta on PC and starting in September. But it's got like 100 some odd games on it, so I did sign up to test it when it comes out. I would love to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey that way.
$15 a month. Yeah, over 100 games. It's gonna have new releases like Watchdog Legions. Launches September 3rd.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have to have this like I do Game Pass for Xbox, but if there's a Ubisoft game that I want to try that I don't necessarily want to shell out all the money for, I can use that to try it. So,
Like maybe Roller Champions, Dan.
I put that in my didn't like list.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't. I heard about it before. And I'm like, that sounds neat. But when I saw it, I was like, nah, not interested.
Yeah, they have a demo on computer or on PC. I probably won't play it. So there was that one that didn't do anything for me. The new Ghost Recon didn't really do anything for me, except for the onstage dog, who was adorable and a very good boy. Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, Division stuff, Rainbow Six Siege stuff. I didn't really have much interest in any of that. So
A lot of Tom Clancy.
a lot of Tom Clancy, yeah. Elite Squad was the mobile game too, so that was a big no for me.
Yep.
No, thank you. So that was Ubisoft. Ubisoft I thought was okay. Obviously, like I said, Watch Dogs Legion very much surpassed my expectations for it, and God's Monsters looks cool. So
Yep. Beginning and end really made it worth it.
yeah, definitely. Idaho Jake says my kids and I like Just Dance on the Switch.
Just Dance is great.
Yeah, I bet you
I pick on it, but
I bet you my daughter would love it.
oh yeah.
Maybe I'll end up getting it on the Switch too.
You guys can have
He
a
also
family
says
dance night.
roller champs look like Rocket League on roller skates. I think that's what they were going for too, to be honest.
Yep, definitely.
I even feel like Eric told us that Ubisoft was trying to do a Rocket League type thing.
I don't think anything's topping Rocket League.
No, probably not.
It's the king right now.
Yeah. So on to Square Enix. Square Enix was Monday night. I think it started at 9. They opened up with the Final Fantasy VII remake, which I've been kind of crapping on ever since it got announced. But I came away impressed by it. I'm liking the gameplay. I'm liking how it really feels like it's going to stay true to Final Fantasy VII, the original. You know.
I don't know, Dan. There was one scene where Eris is Cloud are walking through the or the streets of Midgar, and like these like ghost spirit things come up, and they're like, "That's from Crisis Core. That's not in Final Fantasy VII."
Yeah. Well, whatever.
So, bite me, people.
Yeah, you can't.
Shut up.
You can't please everybody.
Would
No,
that?
I thought it looks cool. I think I really think the combat system is going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
People that have played it said the combat system is good. So there's that.
I didn't watch a lot of like long sections of gameplay for a lot of stuff, but I watched all of Final Fantasy VII's gameplay.
Yeah. They also unveiled Tifa, which people were really really psyched for.
People went wild.
Yes, they did. I was kind of surprised.
Like,
I mean, I wanted to see
Sephiroth and...
Tifa too, because Tifa was one of my favorite characters from that game. But
I think she's the best character in that game.
yeah, I would agree with that.
She's the only one that's not. She's the most level-headed one because Cloud's insane.
Yep, Cloud's insane. Barrett's insane.
Eris dies.
Eris dies. Yeah, Eris would be the other level-headed one, but she's not in it.
Yeah. Yeah, and they showed up Sephiroth too, but like Tifa got all the love.
Yeah.
So I came away really excited, and we're getting it March 3rd of 2020, at least disc 1. They've since been asked how many discs that the game's going to be, and they said they have no idea. So
that's a little worrying, but honestly, I think what they have so far is good. So
my guess is they have an idea.
Yeah, but they don't want to say for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that they're gonna probably get this in 3 discs if I were to guess.
I hope so. That would be nice.
And I'm kind of okay with it right now. It's gonna suck if I spend $180 on the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Sure.
But that's the only thing I don't love from what I've seen so far. Because everything else I think I've been incredibly impressed with.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So there was that. There's lots of minor interesting announcements. Final Fantasy VIII Remaster is coming out. Final Fantasy VIII's been missing for a long time, so...
How can Final Fantasy VIII get something before Tactics?
I don't know. Apparently, I read somewhere, it might have been on Reddit, that the code from Final Fantasy VIII was missing, and that's why that it hasn't been on anything, because they haven't been able to, like, fix it to...
That's funny, actually.
To get it out on the system, so...
That's actually really funny.
Yeah. There was that. Last Remnant is now on Switch, which was cool. A cool announcement. I'll be getting that at some point.
I actually almost bought it.
I was really close too, but I'm holding off because I wanted to hold off to see what Nintendo Direct did.
Yeah.
To see if there's gonna be any games from there. But I'm probably gonna end up getting Cadence of Hyrule instead for now. So there's that. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is coming to Switch, PS4, and mobile in the fall.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's cool that they're gonna put it on mobile too. And I'm hoping there's crossplay. That would be amazing.
Definitely.
Dragon Quest XI is also coming to the Switch, which is also in the Nintendo Direct. So
yeah, no surprise there.
Yep. So there was that. Outriders was their new IP that they announced that. It looks cool. I have a hard time with the online only stuff, but the world looked cool. This little bit that they showed looked cool. So
I'm also having an issue with all of the games that start with out right now or outer.
Yeah. It is getting confusing.
There's like 9 games at this point that have started with out.
Yep. Outer Wilds and Outer Worlds being the most confusing of the two.
There's Outriders, there's Outer Ward or Outward or something like that. There's another one I'm pretty sure too. It's too much.
It is too much. Totally agree. And then last but not least from all of that was Marvel Avengers. So this is the Crystal Dynamics game that I know at least up until some stuff was announced about it, people were really excited for. Apparently it's going to be a live service game. I'm not into the comic book stuff. I thought it looked kind of neat, but I have, other than that, I have zero interest in it. People were upset about the voice acting, that it's not the actual actors who play these characters. The designs are a little bit different. They did say on stage though that it's Crystal Dynamics' take on the Marvel, on the Marvel properties.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, people weren't thrilled with that. For different reasons than me. I don't care about superhero stuff, so
No.
didn't do anything for me. But yeah, people that are really into it weren't happy that it was voiced, like I said, voiced by other actors, even though they're really famous. Like Nolan North is one of them, Laura Bailey is one of them,
Troy Baker, I'm pretty sure, is in there.
Yeah, like these are really great voice actors. So, but yeah.
Dan, I want to shout out a game that I'm kind of interested in.
Yep, let's hear it.
It's from Tokyo RPG Factory.
Uh-huh.
I liked I Am Setsuna. I think I was the only one that enjoyed it all the way through.
Yeah, I
but
thought it was okay.
Oninaki is coming out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for that one. It's pretty much going to be another soulish JRPG. I've already expected that, but like I Am Setsuna or Lost Sphere. But I'm excited for it. I will probably be getting it because it'll be in August, and I don't think anything's really coming out in August. I should double check that though.
Astral Chain is coming out in August.
You're right. Around that same time too.
August 30th is Astral Chain.
Yeah, maybe not. Sorry, I misspoke.
That's all right.
But yep, that's a game that I am at least interested in getting. Actually, it's only those two for that month, so maybe I will get it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's Square Enix. I thought Square Enix was okay. Like I said, I really enjoyed what I saw from Final Fantasy VII Remake. Other than that, there wasn't a ton there for me. Lots of little interesting announcements, but there was a lot of stuff there. It was pretty packed.
I think I had it as my second favorite conference.
Yeah, a lot of people did. I personally like Microsoft's better, but Square Enix would be a close third.
It's only because of the Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that really made it for me, and a lot of other people. I think
Definitely,
that was the coolest part. So last but not least, Nintendo's Direct, which was yesterday, starting at noon. This was, at least for me, by far the best one.
No contest.
A lot of stuff here. One of the things I like that they did with this one was they didn't show hardly any Mario Maker, which is coming out in a couple weeks, which I thought was good because they showed a lot of that during the Treehouse, and then they didn't show a lot of Pokemon stuff. It was just a very brief Pokemon thing. They could have beat us over the head with Pokemon if they wanted. They didn't. They gave plenty of time to other things that they either hadn't announced very much of or hadn't announced at all. And I was very thankful for that because I really thought they were going to beat us over the head with Mario Maker and Pokemon.
We do have a Pokemon story to discuss.
Yes, we have some Pokemon controversy to talk about, definitely.
We also, Nintendo pretty much took a stand against crunch time too with Animal Crossing. The reason it got delayed to March 20th of 2020 is because they didn't want their employees to have to deal with crunch.
Oh, that's nice of them. I don't think anyone's gonna mind that either.
No, not at all. I was okay with it. It's playing a game so happy like Animal Crossing. It's a happy, fun-loving game. Just people's blood, sweat, and tears are in that, and a crunch of 18-hour workdays. That would just feel wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess it's probably for the better.
Yep.
And that Bowser guy is Doug Bowser.
Doug Bowser, yep.
I liked him a lot.
Yeah. They had a funny bit which I'll get into. So yeah, so they started off with the Smash Brothers cinematic. Always well done. These are they could make movies out of these things. That they're that good.
Yep.
And that's that the Dragon Quest XI hero will be in Smash. I'm assuming he's going to be the DLC character number 2, right?
Yeah, he's coming summertime.
Okay. And is it him and the other Dragon Quest heroes?
So they're costumes.
Oh, they're okay. Costumes for the Dragon Quest.
Yeah, so it's one singular character, but each character represents a hero from the different Dragon Quest games. So it's basically the main hero from a bunch of different Dragon Quest games. You just switch between costumes that you want.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you're able to clear that up because I didn't have a good understanding of that. So
yeah, I only knew that because I had to read about it because I was like, why did we just get 9 different characters?
Yeah, that's what I wondered too. That's what it seemed like. I even watched this twice and I didn't pick that up. So
oh man, we literally got 8 characters for Smash, but that's kind of what that's what they're doing for it.
Yeah. So in tandem with that, they also announced that Dragon Quest XI-S is coming to Switch. It's coming out September 27th. It's probably going to be a buy for me. I would very much like. I played a little bit on PC and I love it, but that's a game I need to have on the Switch. And that's the one. I don't think the PC version has this, but you could switch back and forth between the old style Dragon Quest and Dragon Quest XI, which is super cool. So there was that. Next up on the list was the Doug Bowser introduction as the president of Nintendo of America. At first, it was Bowser that came up on stage and started giving a presentation, and they're like, "Wrong Bowser."
Yeah, that. Once again, Nintendo showing they're self-aware.
Yes, they understood the confusion. Next up on the list was Luigi's Mansion 3.
So pumped for this game.
Looks really awesome.
Yeah.
My kids are psyched about it. I'm psyched about it. I didn't play the Luigi's Mansions, but I'll be able to play one soon here. I'll talk about it during my week. But yeah, the games look awesome. We watch a lot of Zach Scott games and his Luigi's Mansion walkthroughs, so very cool.
Yep, I'm pumped for this game.
Yep.
It's coming out. They didn't give a release date, but they did say 2019. So it'll be out
2019. I'm gonna guess October. They want to get it out in October. The spooky stuff. So
yeah. Well, looking through it, they don't have a big game coming out in October because they have one in this month. I think they have one in July. Yep, Fire Emblem. Which we'll talk about very shortly. They have Astral Chain in August, September.
Link's Awakening,
and that
There's
Daemon X Machina is another one.
Yep.
So I would guess Luigi's Mansion, you are right, will be October.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about that. It's got up to 4-player co-op, maybe even 8-player co-op, but I know at least 4-player co-op. You could play as Gooigi, I think it is. He's like a gelatinous version of Luigi that can help with puzzles. I think even if you're playing it single player, you can use the Gooigi to help you solve puzzles. But yeah, it looks really good. So next on the list was Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance Tactics.
Yeah.
That looks awesome. This is right up our alley. Final Fantasy Tactics fans. There's not enough of these types of games. It might actually even get me to watch the Dark Crystal stuff on Netflix.
Wait, is that a real show?
Yeah, it was a movie back in the 80s that I don't know if they're remaking it into a show or a movie. But yeah, it's going to be on Netflix, and this is a video game version of it.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But they showed some cool gameplay elements like terrain destruction. There's one where a spell hits a stone pillar, and the stone pillar falls onto one of the guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a tactics game. It looks great, and I'm excited for it.
I saw somebody online say every series should just have a tactics game, and I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yep. I can't think of something that wouldn't be good with a tactics game. Mario and Rabbids, like.
Yeah,
so
who would have thought? Yeah, so I saw that and I was like, that's a really good point because, as you said, everything would be better with a tactics game.
Yeah, just to slow. I mean, Halo has the strategy games, so
which is fantastic.
Something like that would be great. So that looked awesome. Link's Awakening, that's coming out in September.
Oh yeah,
we've talked about that a lot. It looks amazing. I will be buying that when it comes out. I don't think we need to talk more about that. It's good stuff.
No, it's just a beautiful recreation of Link's Awakening, and I've never played it, so it's going to be nice being able to play it with the modern amenities of a current gaming.
Yep, absolutely. I bet it still holds up, but they did tweak some things, and again, I will give credit to the Nintendo Treehouse stuff. They showed probably an hour total of Link's Awakening gameplay. Showing off the new features, gameplay, all that stuff, and I love that. It sold me on a few things. So, but Link's Awakening, I was on board for as soon as they announced it.
Yep, same here.
So next on the list, The Witcher 3 is coming to the Nintendo Switch. So last week at some point, I watched a Digital Foundry video because there had been rumors about a Switch version of The Witcher 3. They were trying to match the technical specs of a Switch with a PC and like manipulating all the specs and stuff. It's really cool the way they did it. They actually ended up. How did it work? So I think they ended up getting it running fairly well at 540p, which is actually what the undocked version of Witcher 3 on the Switch is going to be. And then it's 720p dynamic on docked, because I think CD Projekt Red announced that today on Twitter. But this is amazing. For people that haven't gotten a chance to play this game, I know it's not going to look as good as it does on other systems, but it's such a good game. Anyone that's into RPGs should play it. So, and play it on the go. Like, I love that. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, no, that's an awesome announcement. They were teasing it for, I don't know, a couple weeks leading up to E3.
Yeah, CD Projekt Red was dropping hints here and there, but people are like, "Well, the Switch isn't going to be able to run that."
I didn't think it would.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's running okay, at least from what I've seen, and people, of course, on Reddit, dug up some other stuff that CD Projekt Red had released about it, and it looks better on the official CD Projekt Red. I don't know if that's a difference or not, but it looks better on the CD Projekt Red stuff for it. So,
okay.
Fire Emblem Three Houses.
So, I gotta talk about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is literally the most underrated game right now. I can't believe it's not being covered more.
Really?
Yeah, so I think we talked about how we thought it was a little strange on that it was like a school simulator type of game.
Yeah.
That was kind of a bizarre twist, but I guess from leaks apparently from people who have been close to the game said that was just a facade to cover up. There's a time skip apparently in the game.
Yeah. They talked about that on the Nintendo Direct.
So
I'm sorry, on the Treehouse stuff. Go ahead.
So I guess it was just a facade for. I guess the game gets pretty dark after that time skip.
So what happens is they all go to the same school, even though they're from these different parts of the world.
So so they're from different parts of the world, and they're split into 3 different teams, basically, like houses. There's the Golden Deer, the Black Eagles, and the Blue Lions.
That's a little bit like Harry Potter, I guess.
And it reminds me a lot of Black Clover too, because
Okay.
Black Clover has the different teams where there's a captain for each team, and like they're the Magic Knights are in that team.
Yeah.
So it's that same similar sort of concept. And I want to say the trailer that they put out during their E3 was my favorite trailer that they put out. It reminded me so much of an anime.
Yeah,
like,
it was very anime-esque.
I was pumped for it. It's another one of the games that I have in my top 3, and I'm so pumped to play it next month.
Yeah.
So I've been salivating over it.
Yes.
Recently.
So I'm gonna get for these types of games. I'm gonna get the voucher, Nintendo vouchers, and I'm gonna use one because you can get 2 digital games for $100.
Yeah.
So instead of 120, or it would end up being 130, I guess, because we have sales tax.
Yeah.
But one of them is gonna be Fire Emblem, and the other one's gonna be Astral Chain. So I'm gonna get those two games digitally for $100 instead of full price.
Dan, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do that too.
Yeah. So there's that. Daemon X Machina. Interested, possible buy, waiting for review.
Yep.
On that one. But it looks cool. I played the demo and didn't really love it, but apparently they used the demo to make gameplay changes and stuff to make the game better. So the stuff that I watched on the Treehouse made it look good. I think it's more the controls. Again, I have trouble with shooter controls on a controller, so I'm hoping they add motion controls, and then I'll be able to play it and like it. So there's that one. Pokemon Sword and Shield. Again, I like that they didn't show too much about it, just a little blurb here and there.
Should we go over the outrage?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, so the creative director of Pokemon Sword and Shield said on the Treehouse that not every Pokemon is going to be in this game. If it's not in the Galar Pokedex, you can't port it into the game. A lot of people are really mad about that. So for context for how I play Pokemon, when I play the regions and the new gens, I always play with the Pokemon from that region, specifically the new Pokemon. My team will be based around all of the new Pokemon, and I do that and experience with the different Pokemon on different playthroughs. So I
Uh-huh.
almost never use older Pokemon.
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect me literally at all, but I can see why people are kind of mad.
Yeah. And I mean, I heard a little bit about the reasoning too. The reasoning is having to balance all the Pokemon, to make at least most of them somewhat effective and viable in a Pokemon roster. But I mean, having to do that for what 800 some Pokemon plus whatever's in the new game.
I guess the thing with that is they've been doing it on a handheld system, so why can't they do it on the Switch? Would be the argument to that.
Could you have ported like Pokemon from the first gen into Sun and Moon?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you've been able because people have these things called living dexes where they have every single Pokemon caught,
Uh huh.
and they just port them into the new games.
Huh.
So that's a huge thing in the Pokemon community. It's, my guess is that I guess they have strict time constraints because Pokemon's so big. There's animes, there's movies, there's so much more planned with Pokemon, where delaying it really isn't an option. So I think what's probably going to end up happening is they're not going to have it at launch. They'll do a free update somewhere down the line where you can actually bring those Pokemon in.
Well, yeah,
That's kind of what I think is going to happen.
I mean, because a lot of it too is it's a completely new thing. Like it's like they would have to fully animate every Pokemon
And I
because
guess they already
it's different.
I guess they already did that with X and Y, and they just down-resed it for the X and Y games. So I guess the models for all those Pokemon, for the old Pokemon that have already existed, already have the 3D models that they can put onto the Switch.
Right, but they're still 3DS models and not Switch models.
But I guess what people have since found out that they have up-resed it for, they have the models made for the Switch, but they just downgraded them for the 3DS when they were doing X and Y and Sun and Moon.
Is there any confirmation on that, or is that someone's conjecture?
That's what everybody was found out. I don't know how true it is, but I guess that's what they did.
That sounds like bunk to me.
Again, who knows really? I think honestly, like I said, I think they're on a time crunch. I don't. People shouldn't. Like I said, I think that I get why people are upset, but enjoy the game with the new Pokemon, and then when they put out the free update to bring all the Pokemon in, because I think that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, play the game with the new Pokemon, enjoy it, and then get into the competitiveness like a month or two down the road when those
Sure.
Pokemon can't be brought in.
Yeah.
I could be wrong though; they could never do that, and that would suck for everybody. But it's not going to affect me,
Yeah.
so
I don't care.
I'm not gonna boycott the game.
Yeah, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. Obviously, I didn't even know you could take your Pokemon from the older games and put them in the newer games. I knew you could do that to a small extent, like way back, but anyway, yeah. I like that they didn't show too much of that.
Agreed.
Beat us over the head with it. So next up on the list was Astral Chain. That's the Platinum game that's coming out. Definitely a buy for me. Just I was interested just based on the pedigree of the game, but the stuff that they showed on the what's its face, the Treehouse, really sold me on the game. You can customize your own character, but really it's about like a police force, I guess, for lack of a better word. They protect people from demonic invasions from another dimension. And the gameplay looks great. Obviously, the combat system, it's a Platinum game. I love their combat, so
I,
it looks
you've
amazing.
you've provided more insight on what this game's about because I've been sold on it since I first saw it, and I have had no clue what it's about. So now I know a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah. It looks really good. I'm sure it's going to play well, so yeah, pumped for that one. That's like I said, that's going to be part 2 of my Nintendo digital voucher
Yep.
purchase over the summer. So there's that one. Empire of Sin. Empire of Sin is a Prohibition era gangster game. Really interested in this one. What they showed looked really good, both graphically and thematically, and the possibilities there. It's apparently a strategy game, but it looks like it's also like a top-down kind of shooter. I don't know if it's like turn-based or real-time, but definitely interested in that one. Looks amazing.
Definitely.
So, yeah. There's that one. Next up on the list is Cadence of Hyrule. So Cadence of Hyrule is made by the people who did Crypt of the Necrodancer, and it's kind of in the same vein, like a rhythm action adventure game that I'm probably gonna end up getting. I think it comes out tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow, June 13th.
Yeah, it looks good. So there was that one. Banjo-Kazooie coming to Smash.
I called it
Yes,
when
you did.
Microsoft said, "Watch Nintendo."
Yep.
I knew it was gonna be that.
That is absolutely. Yeah, you definitely called that, Will.
The trailer for it was pretty cool.
It was cool. It was King K. Rool and Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong like sleeping in their house. Diddy Kong wakes them up. They look out the window, and down comes what you think is the silhouette of Banjo-Kazooie, but it ends up being Duck Hunt Dog.
Which I saw the silhouette. I'm like, oh, that's Banjo. Then it was Duck Hunt. I was like, wait,
Yeah,
did I miss something?
Are they pulling the rug out from underneath us? What's going on here? The Duck Hunt Dog does his annoying taunts, and then all of a sudden he gets kicked in the face by the actual Banjo-Kazooie coming to Smash.
That's a great addition.
Yeah.
I did when people talked about wanting Banjo, I was like always opposed to it. But seeing Banjo and seeing how happy everyone is, I'm like, you know what? I like it. I'm into it.
Yeah, people were definitely thrilled with that, like beyond thrilled. So,
because I feel like a lot of people were kind of lukewarm on the hero from Dragon Quest being added.
Yeah, no, you're right. I didn't even know that. So Banjo is going to be DLC 3 character 3, right?
Yep. So he's going to be coming out in the fall.
Fall. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know what the time frame was for all that stuff. So
that also deconfirms the leak where people said it was going to be Doom Guy, Steve from Minecraft, the Theater Rhythm character, Chorus Kids. I think that's what that leak said. So that deconfirms that leak.
Right. Yeah, because there's only two more, right?
Yeah, two more.
I would assume Doom Guy would be out before Doom comes out, right?
Probably, yeah. I would guess they probably do another season pass at some point. I think the lifespan for this Smash is going to be the entire Switch lifespan. So yeah. They'll probably... I could see them doing more DLC characters.
It's fine with me.
Yeah, Sam, I'm fine with that too.
So yeah, that brings us to our last announcement from the Nintendo Switch.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I did want to bring up Hollow Knight Silk Song was showing off a little bit.
Okay, yep. They had a little montage with a bunch of stuff that's coming soon.
So I guess it said coming soon, and they was showing off with all the games that are coming out no later than fall. So I think Silk Song's coming this year, which I'm pumped because I'm a huge Hollow Knight fan right now. So
yeah, there's really a lot of good stuff in there too. That's when they announced Spyro Reignited Trilogy's coming to the Switch.
And PC same day.
PC same day, yeah. I'm really tempted to buy it again, even though I have it on Xbox.
I think I might get it again too.
So
Ni no Kuni remake.
Yep, Ni no Kuni's coming to the Switch.
That was about Dauntless is coming.
Yep,
at the end of the year.
That's right. Yeah.
That was about the things that I was kind of interested in.
Yep.
But the biggest announcement.
So yeah, last but not least, they showed a trailer for what is going to end up being the sequel to Breath of the Wild. And I squeed a little bit.
Oh man, Dan,
now
I saw the art style and I was like, this looks like Breath of the Wild. I was eating pancakes while I was watching this, and like I was putting some in my mouth and I saw the art style. I'm like, this looks like Breath of the Wild, so I set the plate down and like started like watching more intently, and I was like, okay, it's obviously gonna be DLC. No, full on game,
full on sequel. So we knew this was coming. They had been posted job stuff for hiring developers and whatnot. But really, like, what made it interesting for me was how dark the tone is for this. The trailer shows Link and Zelda adventuring together, which I think is cool. That would be awesome if they, maybe even if you could switch out characters. I don't know how they're going to do it. There's a lot of speculation out there, but it's a very, very dark tone. It's a very almost horror tone to it. That's what it seems like so far.
So yeah, there's a couple things I wanted to talk about with this because we really have no idea what's going to happen with this
Yeah.
because we just got that short trailer and
Yep.
no one really kind of knows how far out it is. So Zelda has a haircut, so a lot of people are kind of wondering if Zelda is going to be a playable character in this one. And actually, someone asked the creative director, and he responded with, "Well, why do you think that's the case?" And he explained why, and he's like, "Well, I know the answer, but I'm not going to say."
Uh-huh.
So you can take that what you will, but I guess when people asked if Link was shown off first in Breath of the Wild, if it was going to be kind of like a non-specific gender, he said no, Link's definitely a male.
Uh-huh.
So he has shot down that theory before.
Right.
So a lot of people are saying because he didn't shoot it down, maybe Zelda could be potentially playable.
Yeah. Or
And
at least assist Link in some way. Maybe she runs the scientific stuff and Link does the fighting, that sort of thing.
yep, like she's actually a part of the game as opposed to you just saving her.
Yeah.
There's that. It also appears people have pointed out, and I didn't pick up on this, but the song or music that's playing is from the Twilight Realm music from
Oh.
Twilight Princess.
Uh-huh.
So people are wondering if there's going to be a return to the Twilight. So that's potential. They also said it's going to be like Majora's Mask, but darker theme wise. And I guess Majora's Mask was the darkest Zelda game.
Yeah.
Um, it looks awesome, and that was Ganon's corpse in the trailer too.
Ganondorf, yeah.
So,
From the Nintendo 64 Ocarina of Time.
yep, resting under the castle, and the hand that was holding him saved Link and Zelda from dying. So when they let go of Ganon, he came back to life basically.
Uh-huh.
But that like thing holding Ganon back went into Link, so it looks like he gets some kind of mystical power.
Yeah. I'm pumped.
Yeah,
What a way to end it.
yeah, that was my favorite announcement by far. And like it looks like it's taking place in the same Breath of the Wild continent, which is cool with me. I'm 100% fine with that. That means we might get it a little sooner because I have a lot of the assets already done.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe they destroy the map a little bit and open up some different areas. And like I said, I'm fine with if it's the same map and like just a little bit different with a darker shade because there can always be more Breath of the Wild.
Absolutely. Uh, and immediately when I saw that, the first thing I wanted to do was start playing Breath of the Wild again. I didn't, but I was real close. So.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, that was everything. So obviously for me, best in show was obviously Nintendo by a wide margin, which I figured would happen. Little bit of bias there,
Yeah.
but it really for me that it just had the most stuff. Like pretty there wasn't too much stuff in there that I was just like, whatever, you know.
Yeah. No, you're spot on with that.
And then it had the Breath of the Wild being my favorite game of all time. More of that is always a good thing. So good stuff from Nintendo.
Definitely.
Any other thoughts, Will?
Blues are gonna win the cup.
That's awesome. Is it still 3-0?
4-zip.
4-0. Wow.
Yeah. 4 minutes left.
That's amazing.
So looks like we're doing a pond hockey after this.
Perfect. Okay. Let's get on to our weeks. Do you have anything you want to talk about, Will?
Honestly, no. My neck's really sore right now, and I don't know why. So that's been annoying me today, but that's really the only thing going on.
Okay,
I've just been playing video games any free chance I've gotten.
Yeah. The only thing I have to talk about is along with Nintendo's E3 stuff, they had a Splatoon 2 World Championship and a Smash tournament, both of which I watched, and it was awesome. It made me want to play Splatoon 2 again, and I've been playing Smash, so just made me want to play it that much more. But it's really cool to see high level players play these games. I definitely picked up some Smash moves from watching the Smash Brothers tournament, particularly like off map fighting.
Oh, the hardest part of the game,
That was something I never really even considered doing, but now I would like to at least give it a shot. So,
yeah,
that was cool. And other than that, I don't have anything for my week. Oh yeah, my son got a 2DS.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's exciting.
Yeah, he bought himself a 2DS. He got a blue one. It came with New Super Mario Brothers 2. But then he bought Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon for the 3DS. So So I will at least hopefully have played that before Luigi's Mansion 3 comes out, so I can have a little bit of experience with the series. So yeah,
If your son wants to borrow, he's obviously not going to want to play Fire Emblem, and
probably not.
that's not. I mean, that's probably. I don't even know if that's rated M, but any of the Pokemon games, Dan, just
Okay.
let me know because I have every one
Yeah,
really. So
I'm sure he would. Although I don't want him to save over your stuff.
I usually restart saves every time I replay them, so
Oh,
it doesn't
really?
really matter. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let him know. So that's all I have for my week. What we played? What'd you play?
So I started playing God of War. I only played until you met Brock the first time. For people who have played the game, he's one of the people who upgrades your gear. So it was really only like 2 hours. Right now, I have played to I think I'm at the end of Alfheim, which is where I'm at right now.
Uh
So for people who have played it, they'll have the context for how far that is. I'm liking it a lot so far. Kratos is a jerk.
huh.
And it's getting to the point now where Atreus, who is the his son, is starting to like call him out a little bit. So I really like that dynamic. It's fun seeing that, and I feel like they're both gonna come away loving each other more by the end of the game. Kratos will have his heart grow a little bit. So the basis of that game is Faye, who is Kratos' wife, and Atreus' mom passes away, and they're trying to take her ashes up to the mountain. And that's like the journey that they're going on. But Atreus and Kratos are not in the headspace to really be able to do it because they're both really affected by it. So it's like I have a feeling like this story is going to end up going places, and I'm really excited to see more of it. I really don't know how far I am. I looked up the how long to beat, and if you do main and extras, it's 30, but if you just do main story, it's 20, and I was like, that's not long at all. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I bet I would be in the 25-hour mark because I'm not really like I'm not gonna go kill the Valkyries, which are in the game. I'm not gonna do any of that. I just kind of want to play through the story. But I'm really liking it. The combat's fun. It's hard. It's a little bit like Dark Souls, but not that hard though.
Uh-huh.
There's some cool abilities that I'm unlocking. Yeah, I'm really having fun with it. Atreus is a beast. He really helps you out in combat. He saved my hide a couple times in some of the fights because I'm not very good at the game, which could be frustrating because you fight some hard bosses in the game.
Right.
But he's come in handy with his arrows and jumping on the backs of enemies and stuff like that. So I am really loving God of War. And after I do God of War, I'm probably going to go to Persona 5 and play that and hopefully try to beat it by the time Fire Emblem comes out. So that's kind of where I'm going to be going. I'm going to be playing Outer Wilds here pretty soon too.
Yeah, because I would
Um,
like to do an episode on that next week.
yeah, and that game's only like 10 hours apparently, so I can, beat that or get a good feel for the game. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where my gaming is going to be as of right now. I've had a huge urge though to play Breath of the Wild and Final Fantasy 15 because Final Fantasy 7 and the Breath of the Wild were some of my favorite stuff that I saw out of it, and it piqued my interest to play those games again.
Yeah.
The prequels basically.
Yeah. I
So
hear you.
that I'm fighting off the urge to play those right now, but other than that, yeah, that's kind of really all I've been playing. I haven't had as much game time this week as I would have liked. The nice thing about having like I was sick a couple weeks back was I just got to binge play things. I don't have that opportunity anymore.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I hear you. The only thing I played was more Outer Wilds. I played a little bit of Smash Brothers and stuff like that, but yeah, most of my time this past weekend was spent on E3 stuff. So, but we'll do an episode on Outer Wilds next week. I want to save more of my talk for it until then. So, without further ado, I think we can get into feedback.
looking at the my progress in God of War real quick, I think I'm a quarter of the way through.
Okay, nice.
So,
What is that, like 30 hours?
20 to 30.
20 to 30. Okay. So the first is from Idaho Jake, who says, "Hey guys, I think this year's E3 conference had something cool. Uh, each conference had something cool, but not sure if any of them win it for me. Put Cyberpunk and Star Wars got me super excited. Also, I can't wait for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Switch. I think I'm going to binge each conference and give you guys a better update of my E3 opinion. Who you guys got tonight, Bruins or Blues? I beat Rage 2, and I might try to 100% it, or I might try and beat Mass Effect Andromeda before Ultimate Alliance comes out. Well, that's it for me, so have a great night. I agree, and we'll mention at the top of the episode that every conference had at least one thing that he was interested in, and I kind of feel the same way. Even though most of the announcements were, and I don't even know if that disappointing is the right word. Probably predictable would be a better way to say it, I guess.
I think safe was the good way to put it.
Yeah, safe. So I think that's part of the reason. A lot of the stuff leaked beforehand too, so I don't think that helped the cause.
Nintendo actually put a cease and desist on a guy who was leaking things.
Yeah. That's fair because it really takes the surprise out of it. I'm glad the biggest surprises were kept safe. That's Keanu Reeves and Cyberpunk and the Breath of the Wild announcement. If that stuff had leaked, the internet would have gone crazy.
Yeah, I'm shocked. The Breath of nothing. Like Jason Schreier said that he wanted that to happen, but he said he wasn't expecting it.
What? So Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, he didn't even know that was happening.
Oh,
he's
really?
like the main insider for games.
Yeah, that's right. Because they didn't they get a preview of all the Nintendo stuff earlier in the week? I think.
Maybe.
Was it Nintendo or maybe it was something else? Maybe it was Xbox, and they didn't share the Keanu Reeves news.
The only thing I know is I listened to Split Screen after the E3, and then he said he was the most shocked by that, and they said, "What do you mean? You predicted it?" And he said, "Well, that was just a bold prediction. I didn't think it was actually happening."
Oh, the Breath of the Wild thing?
Yeah. So.
Nice. Cool. Oh, so it's over?
Yeah, Blues won the cup. That's
nice.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's great.
Jake Allen is a Stanley Cup champion.
Yes, he is. For sitting on the bench most of the second half of the season. Anyway, so that was from Jake. So thank you, Jake. Next up is Tate. Tate says, "What's up, gentlemen? Sorry it's been a minute. Football season has started again, so my schedule got insanely busy, and I also start my summer master's classes next week, so I'll have to either give up on sleep or football, and it's definitely not going to be the second one. I can sleep when I'm dead. Also, my wife and I are trying to get our family started, so I guess the lack of sleep now is just preparation for the storm to come. Haven't had much time to play games for the last month or so, so I needed something not too deep, but something entertaining in small doses. That also gives me some fulfillment when I play, so I've been playing through Fallout 4 again, and with some mods to change it up a bit, and it has been the perfect game for my schedule lately. I'm entertained every time I play and can get something done that makes me feel that fulfillment during a 30-minute session of playing, so it's working for me right now. E3 has been good for the most part. There hasn't been much that was too surprising to me, though. Was hoping for a little more on the surprise end of things, but alas, it wasn't so. All good, though. I'm excited for what is coming next year with Cyberpunk and Halo, as well as the new Xbox console, which I will be getting at some point. Hope you guys are doing well. Have a great week." I feel like that's the story for a lot of people. Everyone's like super busy right now with school ending and all that stuff. So I know I've been in that boat. My kids have after this week. They have another week of school and then they're done, and I'm really excited because it's just a lot,
Yeah.
So
it's a tough time right now. I've noticed summer times when everybody's like, you think you're gonna be more free, but everyone just gets busier.
Yeah, it really does happen. So, hasn't had time to play games. Fallout 4. That's a good one. I know Will doesn't much like Fallout 4, but
I hold back my comments for Fallout right now.
Yeah, I could see that being fun in small doses, especially if you just want to go in and build up one of the settlements. That's a good time. I had a lot of fun doing that, at least for the first 4 or 5 that I built. Then after that, I just kind of set up some auto turrets and called it a day. And then we're kind of in agreement with E3 too. Not a lot of surprises, but the ones that were there were really good at the same time. As I said, the Keanu Reeves Xbox was one of my top moments, and then the new Breath of the Wild was one of my top moments. So
The way that I've started looking at E3 is I'm not going to be playing 15, 20 games anymore.
Yep.
If I get 5 or 6 games that I really like from E3 every year,
Yeah.
that's all I really care about at this point.
Yep. I agree. Not looking for like we don't have time to play that many games anymore, unfortunately. So
No, it's
a handful of good ones.
yeah, and like as you get older, you have less time, and like I can't play 120-hour RPGs anymore.
Yeah.
It takes me too long to get through them, so it's nice, having less games to play and being
Yes.
more selective.
I'm lucky that my video game time is rebounding a little bit because of kids, and that's
Yeah,
something they like to do together now too. So that's been fun.
yeah, definitely.
So, game giveaway.
Yeah.
Jake is 1, Tate is 2.
So 2.
2, Taterade. Tate wins the game giveaway. I actually got caught up on the game giveaway this week.
Well, we had 3 weeks where nobody wrote in, so
Yeah, I figured it was a good time.
we're all caught up now.
So Tate, let's see, game number 1.
46.
46 is Husk.
Husk. 139.
139 is Gotham City Imposters Professional Kit. Gotham City Imposters.
That came out. I remember that game actually.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
19.
19 Screen Cheat.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what that is.
Oh God. Okay. 63.
63. Fidel Dungeon Rescue. I don't know.
Ugh. 107.
107 is Revolver 360 Reactor. Nothing good here.
No, sorry, Tate.
So your choices are Husk, Gotham City Imposters Professional Kit, Screen Cheat, Fidel Dungeon Rescue, and Revolver 360 Reactor. So let us know what you want. I'll probably email you over the weekend to get your pick if I don't hear back before then. So yeah, that's the game giveaway. Any other thoughts, Will?
No, still excited on games, even though it was a weaker E3. I was still very happy with a lot of the things that I saw.
Yeah, definitely. Me too. Next week's episode is likely going to be Outer Wilds. I'm hoping someone else plays. And I think Eric played it for a little bit. I don't think he liked it.
The only thing I remember him saying was the flying was hard. That was all
The flying is hard. It's realistic flying, realistic space flying. So when your momentum continues, so you have like when you're going to land into a planet, you've got to slow your momentum down, match the speed, and then go in slowly, or else you're gonna crash. It's very difficult. Once you get the hang of it, you're like, oh, this makes total sense. But it throws you off at first, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have some Outer Wilds time in. So
yeah, I freaking love it. I can't wait to play it again. So, yeah, that's everything. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I've been trying to keep content flowing on that. It's I don't know. Is it youtube.com/thumbstickathletes? I don't think so, but if you go to into YouTube and type in Thumbstick Athletes, you can subscribe there. Or you go to our website. You go to our website. You can go to our YouTube channel from there. Twitch. You can subscribe to us with Twitch Prime and help the podcast.
Thumbstick Athletes Podcast.
Yep, just type that in on YouTube and we'll come up, I'm sure. All these episodes, if you're interested in watching a live stream, I'm trying to refine it a little bit. So this one I actually had videos playing like we did in the past. I'm trying to make it look a little more professional too. Because the past few have just been a Skype window. So I'm trying to tinker with settings and stuff to make it look a little nicer and give people a reason to actually watch the YouTube versions. So That'll do it for episode 412 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
And I'm Will.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement.